morning. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm working from home, so I almost feel like it's a holiday. Although I have two little people downstairs, so they might scream out for something at any given time. One in daycare and two at home, so we're halfway there.
True. It's all about the juggle.
Oh my gosh, it sure is. Are you taking some time off?
I am. I'm taking between Christmas and New Year off.
Oh, good. And so you should. It's been one big year.
It certainly has.
Well, on the topic of Christmas, I know I've asked you to jump on. Obviously, our community always love hearing what you have to say when it comes to sleep or anything surrounding these little people and their needs. But with Christmas, I know there's a lot of conversation around people, not sure how to manage routines. And I think sometimes, especially, when you're a first-time parent, I've been there myself. I remember, getting really anxious and uptight when things don't go to plan and, routines get a little put out. So I always value your opinion when it comes to these things. So I'd love for you to tell us, what do we do with our kids' sleep around this crazy busy Christmas period?
Okay, so you got to remember that one day in a child's life isn't going to ruin anything, but 2 or 3 days is going to change everything. And that's the key to this. So if we've got Christmas lunch at grandma's place, then you need to take that in consideration. Now, if you've got a younger child, it works a little easier because you've got multiple sleeps across the day. So you might stay at home for the first couple of sleeps and then off to grandma's for the afternoon. But I always say to my clients, make an arrangement for what time you're coming home and try and reset that little baby towards the end of the day back to their bath and their feed and down to bed. If we just throw our hands in the air for the whole day, it's probably going to take you 2 or 3 days to recover from that. And if we've gone on holidays for Christmas, New Year, and we've got to see Grandma Joe on one day and Nana Sam on the next day, you could be paying for it for a week. So you need to really think about what you're choosing to do. And it's a lot of pressure because a lot of people will say it doesn't matter. But when you're that parent at home handling that unsettled baby for a few days, it really does matter. So space that timing out, put your child's needs first and accommodate where you can. So for instance, taking a porta cot to another room, a stick-on darkening blind if you normally would have the room darkened, and your white noise machine is going to make it easier for the baby to sleep somewhere than if we've just rocked up with a pram and everybody's going to hold that baby for a day. I actually think it's harder for the toddlers because the toddlers only usually have 1 sleep a day. Yes. And when you compromise that 1 sleep, boy, are you going to pay for it. So,
in addition to all the toys and the treats and...
so I think you really need to think about that. And again, accommodate that child. Porta cots, darken rooms, putting down for sleep. And lots of people even practice that. So they might put their porta cot up in another room for a couple of days before they, go to grandma's place, and they get the baby used to sleeping in their porta cot so that when they're off to grandma's place, even if it was for the whole day, that baby's sleep isn't compromised. So remember, a one-off is not a problem. It's when it's repeated and over a long period of time that you could need to spend a few days putting that back together. So choose wisely.
Yes, I've certainly learnt that over the years. So I remember it's like pass the baby and all the excitement. And I'm going to stimulate your child, and then boom, you're there at night trying to deal with an overtired child.
Even that 1-year-old who's now the centre of attention and likes to play with the paper and rip things apart, it all feels really good until there's a major meltdown. So take your time, think about it. You don't have to be all things to everybody. Choose who you need to spend that time with and choose wisely.
And I think maybe having your partner on board as well, if you're visiting in-laws or your family, just having a bit of a game plan so you both know what to expect, because there's nothing worse being the one that's going, we need to go now.
Yeah, that's right. And then having it thrown back in your face.
Yeah.
So everyone on board, if that partner of yours believes it won't make a difference, just keep handing that baby back to your partner. You must do know that it makes a difference.
3 o'clock in the night. So yours.
Absolutely. So my sort of piece of advice would be choose wisely as to what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't usually have 2 busy days in a row. So that's really hard. Different if they're coming to your place, because then you can go and put the baby down in its environment that it's used to. They are flexible, but they get overtired like we all do. We're pretty burnt by the end of Christmas Day. Imagine what a little person would be like.
Yeah, I know. And I have one other question, just on the 2 sleeps a day child.
Yes.
Is it that you would give them a bigger sleep in the morning if you know that you're going to have a lunch and a bigger afternoon? Like, is there a way you can balance it?
Well, you could leave them longer, but it's up to them to sleep longer. So, you know, if they would sleep longer, sure, I would let them sleep, and then you might have to do, you know, 2 cat naps in the afternoon. But generally speaking, I would give them at least the chance to be able to sleep well somewhere across that day.
Yes, exactly. And awake times, as you always say in your daily rhythms, I love them. I swear by them.
Yeah, so it doesn't change because Santa arrived at the door or because grandma's having, you know, 20 people over, although that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, 10.
Now. So it might only be 10, which is quieter, might be better. So, just think about it a little bit, and I'm sure the day will go beautifully for everyone.
I'm sure it will. Always love your words of wisdom, Chris.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. And I hope you have a beautiful Christmas. And of course, to all our amazing followers who have been with us over the years. I know Chris and I have worked together for so many years now that it just feels like second nature to pull you on whenever we need these tips. So thank you as always. And
always a pleasure. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.